Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm showing you guys all 8 of the brand new LEGO Ninjago Crystallized sets that were released on August 1st, 2022 in the US and June 1st, 2022 in Europe and other areas of the world. This is kind of the last hurrah for Ninjago. It seems like it's going to be rebooted or completely retooled next year. So this is really kind of like the end game of LEGO Ninjago, and LEGO went all out. That being said, I like fewer of these sets than I expected. I was really excited for this wave, even like after set names and prices and everything. But then once we saw pictures, I realized that I liked some sets a little bit less than I expected. And after building some of these, I liked them less, but then other ones I liked a lot more. So I don't know, like this wave was a very mixed bag for me, but not necessarily in a bad way. You know, like I really like, for the most part, everything we got here. And so I'm really excited to walk through everything with you guys. We're going to kick things off with the villain minifigures first because I lined them all up and I am really afraid of them all toppling down like dominoes. So first up, we have 3 versions of the Crystal King, or the Overlord. 2 of them are the same with 4 arms, although unfortunately one of mine is missing a hand. And then there's kind of like a baby version of him with 2 fewer arms and little horns. That's the one that comes in the mech set, in the Crystal King mech, so that you can put him inside the vehicle. I really like these minifigures. I really like the blend of transparent pink and like what is that? The dark color, gunmetal gray, sorry. I forgot it for a second. And I really love all of the general minifigures as well. I haven't really gotten to talk about a lot of these guys because I didn't review all of these sets. So I'm going to gently take the Overlord away. But we do have the Skull Sorcerer, who is a really cool figure. We've got the Mechanic, who is my least favorite, I think. Harumi, really love her. Mr. F now, I guess. I think he used to be Mr. E. I really like his weapon. I think that like those new blade pieces are really cool. Then we have like Vengestone Asphira, which looks amazing. And then Pythor, who is my favorite, of course, because I really love Pythor. And that's a really awesome like team of generals to lead your Vengestone army behind them, because you do get 12 different Vengestone warrior minifigures across these sets. And when I say different, I mean like there's 3 varieties. Not each one is unique. I just want to be clear about that. But that's crazy. I mean, like this is a genuine army. You can have the Overlord leading your team of 6 generals and 12 warriors, and I mean that's really good. I feel like for 8 sets, getting an army of this size is quite impressive. And I was trying to get you guys a more bird's eye view over the army when my phone hit the desk and down toppled about half of the figures. So hey, there's a little bit of a clearer look at the Vengestone warriors and soldiers and guards and whatever they're called. But yeah, I'm not setting that up again. That was too much work, so they can just lie face down there. Next up, we're going to look at the 4 original ninja in their dragon like powered up forms. I don't really know what these guys are called. I don't remember. But these minifigures are insane in the best way. I cannot believe that LEGO went like this hard on these minifigures. So I'm going to start out with my favorite, who is Kai, just because of the color scheme. LEGO made a brand new wing mold, a brand new helmet mold, and a brand new armor mold. And they look incredible. All of them are like marbled with this like transparent, like whatever color their element is associated with. It's like mixed with gold, and it looks really unique. It's not symmetrical because that's how these like kind of injected plastic pieces are made. And I really love the torso design. I love how many pieces on him are transparent, both arms, both legs. The only way it could be better is if the torso was transparent too. And then look at that new dragon helmet like mold. That is just incredible. I really love that. And then underneath, he's got a really funny face. I really like that. I think the worst part about these minifigures is just the fact that there's blue Technic pins there. But of course, if they used tan, they would be frictionless. So that's perfectly understandable, but it does just ruin the aesthetic a tiny bit. Now, Kai is my favorite just because I don't think the color schemes for the other ones work that well. Zane is my second favorite. I think that the blue works well with the gold, and I really like, you know, the core figure underneath. These remind me a lot of their NRG forms, obviously, because that's kind of like what they are. And I loved those minifigures so much when I was a kid, and these, like, I really want to display these somewhere. They're just kind of hard to, like, stand next to each other because of how large the wings are. Although I guess I could always just fold them back, but hey, like, where's the fun in that? You want them, like, flying around. I like Cole the least because I do not like orange highlights for Cole, and I just think that this looks really bad because the transparent orange just blends way too much into the gold. Like, I feel like it's not really noticeable at all. And yeah, I do not like the torso print just because of the color scheme. The design is fine. So yeah, not one of my favorites. I kind of wish that Cole just had like trans black accents because I feel like that would be a little bit cooler. And then lastly, we have Jay. Jay is pretty decent. The yellow shows up a lot better on the pearl gold than the orange does. But, I mean, it still doesn't hold a candle to Kai. Like, look how bold and out there Kai is compared to all of the rest of these minifigures that look kind of, like, light and desaturated. But, I mean, Jay's pretty cool. I do like the transparent yellow color, and the cool yellow color for the hands is perfect. He actually has a really nice design for his torso and legs. That actually might be my... Yeah, I think this is my favorite design out of all three of the figures for the torso and legs. And then he does have a cool face, but I think Kai's face is still my favorite just because of that crazy smile. You also get a great little ninja army to go against your Overlord army with these sets. I'm going to start out with my two favorite minifigures, Golden Oni Lloyd and Oni Garmadon. These guys are excellent. I'm really happy that we got Oni versions of them. It's not something I was begging for because, like, I'm not a huge Ninjago fan anymore. I still love it, of course, but I don't really, like, keep up with the show. But this is just amazing. I really, really like this. Lloyd should have gotten a new face, though. Really would have preferred a golden face for him on this all golden minifigure. And then Garmadon has a really nice face print underneath that reminds me of his season 1 face print. And then look at all those ninja. You get the 5 originals in, well, I guess Lloyd's not really an original, but you get the 5 men in just kind of like basic outfits. They look good, but I just don't like them that much. I don't think that they're that interesting. These 4 are exclusive to the Crystal King Temple, and then Lloyd is exclusive to the Crystal King set. But Nia here in her new Samurai X outfit is another one of my favorite minifigures. She's just incredible. I do not really like the color scheme on the Samurai X Mech, but I really like the color scheme on her minifigure. Like, she just looks awesome. I'm really happy about that. And then you do get golden versions of the 4 original ninja as well. You'll get 2 sets of them if you buy all of the sets, but I forget like which ninja comes in which set. And I mean, like, they look cool. I like them. Like, they're kind of interesting. I'll pick Kai again. He's kind of my favorite ninja just because I think he has the best costumes. And Jay too. Like, Kai and Jay are my favorites because I just think the blue and the red look the best. I like these golden versions. They are not head-to-toe gold, but I think that's perfectly okay. We got that last year for the 10th anniversary. I think that, you know, having their like predominant color highlighted so strongly, like their elemental color going through these outfits, I think that that was a great choice. I like that gold is just the highlight color. And on Cole, I am very happy that there's minimal orange. I'm really glad that like his stripe is black and not orange because that would have really annoyed me. So here's Jay. I think I have reviewed these minifigures in the few set reviews I've done. Here is Zane. And then lastly, we'll take a quick peek at Cole. But that's not it for the ninja because we also have some of their allies. You get a new version of Skylar in the Kai's Dragon Raider set, which is pretty cool. And I really like seeing this old shoulder armor piece back from 2012. What a throwback. Then you get Lil Nelson, who I think is an adorable minifigure. Again, I really like that shade of blue used on him, and he is holding this little stickered banner. And then lastly, of course, to finish out Ninjago, we have Sensei Wu in Golden Dragon armor, which looks really awesome. Love the printing here. I like the little flag he's holding, but this guy cannot stand up unless he's like hunched over like an old man, which I guess he is. So I want to start out by looking at the ninja vehicles because most of these are the sets that I didn't review. I did review Nia's Samurai X Mech. It actually got a ton of views, so thank you to everybody for watching that. But if you watch that review, you know I don't love that set. I think it looks very Power Rangers-y, and I don't like that. I'm sure other people do. But I'm just not a fan of the color scheme. I think that the design could have been a little bit better, but it's still a really cool mech. I just think that it's not for me. It's not a bad toy. And I mean, I feel like LEGO's been putting out some pretty bad toys recently. So you can check out my review for my full thoughts on that, but I really want to talk about the rest of the vehicles today since I didn't review them individually. I didn't think it was worth doing full reviews on because, to be perfectly honest, I don't really like them. So we'll start by taking a look at the smallest set, which is Jay's like dragon bike. It's really cool, like in terms of color scheme. I really like that. I love all the gold, the little yellow highlights. this piece is really great to get in such a small set. And the Dragon J minifigure just sits on here so well. I love the way he fits in, even with his wings. It's really impressive to me. And I think it really helps the bike look like really cool. But then once you take him out, there's nothing special to this bike. And I can't believe that this is a $20 bike. It feels like a $15 set. And I mean, I've seen LEGO do much better bikes before. They've done $20 sets with 2 bikes, like one of this size and one slightly smaller. So I feel like it's a little bit overpriced, and I honestly feel like LEGO's done better. Cole's Dragon Cruiser is another set that I was expecting to like more than I did. Again, the color scheme is interesting. I mean, I really like the gold this season, but I've never liked the orange for Cole. You do have like the ability to kind of tilt these up and down. And I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, it's all hinged into this mechanism at the back, which I'm going to be honest, like, I completely forgot about because I've built this set like a really long time ago. But okay, I mean, that is a cool feature, you know, that you can like kind of flip them forward and back. I'm not demonstrating it very well, but I mean, you guys get the gist. And there are cannons at the back, but again, like, Ninjago's known for like transformation features, and I just don't think that this is very impressive, even with the remote activation that I had forgotten about. It makes the car look cool, but I feel like LEGO's done cooler things. My favorite part of it is this windscreen piece in transparent orange, and I love that you can fit 2 minifigures in it. So again, I think that this is I'm sure this is a good set for somebody. I just don't think it's my thing. And so that is kind of disappointing to me because I've really, really loved Cole's vehicles in the past. Can you please just connect back on? Okay, no, doesn't want to cooperate. But yeah, I've really loved Cole's vehicles in the past, especially when they've been like driller inspired things. But I mean, I've already listed this set on my Bricklink store because I don't see any need to keep it. It is cool, but I have to be more judicious about the LEGO sets that I keep, and this one is just not a keeper to me. But I mean, I do think it's an interesting design. I was kind of expecting more. And for a $45 set, I don't think it's worth it. This is a $40 set maximum. So again, I think I've seen better LEGO cars at this price point. Zane's Dragon Jet is an epic set though. This is like one of, actually, I think this is my favorite Zane vehicle so far. He had that like Shuriken helicopter, the Shuricopter a little while ago, like a few years ago. That never really interested me, but it was at a similar price point to this, and this interests me intensely. I love the gold. I love the bird shape of the cockpit. I love how it's angled forward with that dragon headpiece, and you've got Zane sitting in there with a little screen. That is all excellent to me, and you can even detach it. Whoops, I mean, that part broke off. But you can even detach it because it's just attached with ball joints, and then you can like turn it into its own mini flyer because it has its own wings. I love it when there's like escape pods and stuff on LEGO ships. I don't mind the blue mixed into the color scheme here. I think the black is like a little bit much, but I don't think it clashes. Like, I think Cole's kind of clashes because I've never liked the orange. This is a cool sticker. I just wish that it was a little bit more vibrant. But yeah, there's really good detailing in this set. I love that LEGO's still using the spinner piece. Getting these blades in Translight Blue with the gold like kind of flaked through them is really, really awesome. And this thing has a very nice transformation feature in my opinion. You just push the back of the ship and like the wings splay out like this. LEGO's done splaying out wing features before, but this one I think is new because it makes it look like a shuriken. And you can just like imagine like throwing this at somebody. I would not advise actually doing it because I'm sure it would break, but it's just like really good to hold. You will kind of activate that feature by accident, like when you don't want to sometimes, but I don't mind because I think that it's really, really awesome. And this is a $30 set, or at least it was before the price increases. I don't know if it went up. But I really like this set. I think that this is just, I think it's one of Ninjago's best this year. And then we've got Kai's Golden Dragon Raider, which was my least favorite set when we saw images and prices because I just thought that it was going to be an overpriced mess. And I still kind of think it's an overpriced mess, but I also like it a lot more than I did when I first saw pictures of it. It's got a very interesting design. Like, it doesn't like, it reminds me of like something from the Lego Batman movie, honestly, like the Scuttler or something. But I feel like it's very unique among Ninjago sets. I love that trans orange cockpit, and it can fit 2 people, which is a major plus in my book. I also like this horned appearance at the front. I just think, again, that's really interesting to like kind of have like a rhinoceros horn style thing. And I like the blades protecting the cockpit. And then I mean, just red and gold is a winning color scheme all the time in my book, so I do really like this color scheme as well. It's got some nice wheels. It's even got clips for weapons, which you guys know I love to see. And then it's also got some pretty interesting features. That being said, I expected this car to do a lot more, given what a weird design it looks like, but if you spin like this turbine at the back, you can move the blades up and down. That's a cool feature, and they do have spring-loaded missiles inside of them, but again, for something like this weird and kind of like bulky, I expected a little bit more. You can also like raise this part up to cover up the cockpit even more. I didn't realize that it kind of like joined in with those other blades. That looks cool. I mostly just move it so that I can get access to this little drone at the back, which again, that's a great play feature. Love it when you can deploy stuff from larger vehicles. All right, I've gotten the blades to interlock a little bit better, and that is just an excellent appearance for this thing. I discover so many new things when I make these videos. But yeah, I mean, I kind of expected more from these for that play feature. And then you can splay like the front like wheels out like legs, which I just think is weird, and it gives me, I don't like this. This like reminds me of a bug then, and it makes me kind of uncomfortable. So I don't love that. I feel like it should be able to do something cooler. Like, what is the point of spreading these out? Because you can't even roll it along the ground when it's spread out that well, because like these just want to keep moving in and out. So I wish that these were like bikes or something. I always love it when LEGO makes like some of the wheels on a larger vehicle, like detachable bikes, because like I said, I love, you know, like little escape pod things. But yeah, so like this is like a big stickler for me. I do not like that. But then I was messing around with this the other day, like before filming this video, and I noticed that you can move the entire back section down. And I kid you not, I was getting ready to list this set on Bricklink with Cole's car as well, and this changed my mind on it. Because this, again, LEGO Batman movie vibes. Such a weird function, it's such a weird little bug-like thing, but being able to do that just really changes up the look of the vehicle, and it makes me like it a lot more. I don't know what it is about it, it's just that it's unique. And I like the appearance of it now. I like the color scheme. I do like the angled blades. I do not like this thing, but I don't know, like when it's all hunched over like this, it feels like a tank, but like a really weird tank. And so that kind of saved the set for me. So I think I will keep it for a little while. I will sell it eventually because I do not need this set. But I don't know, again, like it kind of just reminds me of the Batmobile from the LEGO Batman movie, which could also do this with its wheels. All that being said, $90 is way too much for this set. It should not cost $90. This is like a $70 to $80 set if I've ever seen one. I think 90 is like fairer than I thought when I first saw the set, but it's still not a good price. And I guess you could kind of call the Golden Ultra Dragon Lloyd's vehicle. I think that this set makes a very striking display piece because of all the pearl gold. But if you've seen my review, you know that I don't really like the way the legs work. I don't love how like heavy the dragon is. I like how it looks heavy, but I don't like how it actually is heavy. And so I have some issues with it as a toy. But I think that if you were to just display it like I'm going to, I think you'll like it a lot. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this because like I said, I did do a full review, but I know that this is a set that a lot of people want to see. And this is a collection video, so you're going to see every set. Except I did not get into the articulation on Nia's Mech, but again, separate review on that. This guy has a little function to like kind of side out the wings. I really like that because Legos use blades for their Ninjago Dragon wings like for a long time, like dating back to the first dragons. But this is the first time where I feel like they could actually cut you, which I think is just a really, really cool play feature. And I like the molded heads over brick-built heads. But as you can see, the leg over here is already collapsing, and that is what I do not like about this set. And finally, we've got the bad guy stuff. I just love the aesthetic for the Crystal King this wave. I love all of like the pinkish crystals with like the dark purple and the black and the gray. I just think it looks really, really awesome. And I love how many new pieces LEGO designed. Mostly just two, like mostly just the large blade and then the small blade. But they look great, and LEGO really scatters them across this set. Like, I mean, across these sets. I mean, you get like 8 of these blades in all these sets, right? Of like the big pieces, because there's 2 for the wings on the Crystal King. There's 4 in the temple, and then there's 2 on this little like rock monster thing from Nia's Mech. That is my least favorite part of the villain stuff because I just think it's it looks cool, again, very unique. I just don't like that the mouth can't open, and I think it's a little bit awkward, but that's also kind of part of its charm. The Crystal King's Temple, I did do a separate review on the temple and the mech itself. But the temple is really awesome. I do think the booby traps could have been a little bit better. That's kind of what's preventing me from really loving it. Because it feels like more of like a platforming video game booby trap type thing, except the traps aren't that good. And so I would have preferred just kind of like a real temple with like an interior or something like with better traps. But I just kind of feel like this is in between them. But my favorite part of it is that like awesome prison cell on the side, which is just really, really cool. And I'll go in for a quick close-up in a second. But lastly, the Crystal King mech, that is my favorite Ninjago set in years. It is absolutely my favorite out of this wave, and I just think that that is an incredible set that everybody needs to get. I also did a separate review on it, but I'm obsessed with it, and I cannot sing its praises enough. The Crystal King's Temple is interesting because it has like this kind of smaller section that's not actually connected to the main temple, which again makes it feel a little bit video gamey to me. You've got all the golden weapons scattered around it, but yeah, I feel like these traps are not like really that great. Like, ooh, you'll get knocked there. Ooh, you might fall off of this thing. Look, these things spin around and you can like make a blade come up. I don't know. It's just, I wish that was like remote activated or something. Yeah, I'm just not super impressed by it, but I do think that this part of the temple looks excellent. The throne is really cool. The prison cell is really cool. And speaking of thrones, you do get a pretty awesome one in the Golden Ultra Dragon set as well, complete with all of the golden weapons. And this is one of my favorite side builds in the entire wave. And the Crystal King mech is just almost perfect. I just wish it had some more leg articulation, but I love the ribcage design that lets you get into the minifigure at the center. That is a wonderful piece as well in there. But yeah, I mean, that's just perfect to me. It's really awesome. That was a pain to build, but I think it looks really good. I love the hands, which can properly grip a minifigure. That is my favorite type of claw design for a mech. I love the large staff, which makes it feel very like regal, as does like all the gold, which, you know, like gold, purple, like dark blue, those are all very like royal colors. And so I feel like they really make the Crystal King look like a conqueror, which I think is a pretty cool like idea. Like I said, the legs do not have enough articulation. You can check out my review to see me complain about that. But even these wings are awesome. They're very small. Like, I don't believe he could actually fly with them, but they just add to the imposing presence. And this is like centaur style. It's got like 4 legs and 2 arms, which is, once again, very unique for LEGO Mech. So I'm glad to see that Ninjago can keep doing such fresh things, even though the theme is like, how old by now? Like 11, 12 years? That's just crazy to me. And just for fun, here are all of the extra golden weapons that you will get if you buy all 8 of these sets. There's just so many, because you get a full pack in like every single set, and it comes with duplicates of each. Like there's 4 shurikens in every pack, and 2 scythes, and 2 swords of fire, but only like 2 of the nunchuck handles, not 4 of them. So yeah, kind of insane. And then I also had 2 extra of these crystal blade pieces left over at the end, which I might just stick into the Crystal King's Temple to, you know, make it even spikier. Well, that about does it for my crystallized collection. Honestly, this might be the last time you see a collection video like this from me for LEGO Ninjago, because this seems like a good place for me to tap out. I mean, I still want to catch up on the show because I know I really need to do that. But these were fantastic sets, and I think that they were a great celebration of, you know, like the last 11 years of Ninjago. Even though I didn't like some sets as much, I mean, Ninjago has so many sets from the last 11 years that if I don't like some of these, what's the big deal? Because there's so many more that I do like. But I've been really impressed by like some of these sets are just major standouts, like the Crystal King, the Golden Ultra Dragon, for all its faults. I just love looking at it. So I'm very happy overall. I think that this is like a good note to end this iteration of Ninjago on. And the minifigures here are just incredible. Like the designs, everything that LEGO poured into this wave, like you can really tell how much money and effort and care they put into everything here. So yeah, because I mean, even the stuff I don't like, I don't think is bad. I just think it's not for me, which is like an extreme distinction, because some of the stuff that LEGO's been doing lately I think is bad. Like the Ninjago core sets, I think those are terrible. So at least there's nothing like that here. So let me know what set you guys like the best. Let me know what minifigure you like the best. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I will see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.